The writing process is a process. There are steps, stages that you can follow through. Each link along the path brings us closer and closer to that polished, finished product that we're trying to get through. But that means that you don't have to jump immediately from day one to a finished essay. We're going to walk slowly through the different stages to ensure that you have time to become comfortable with them and to master the skills that you need. Let's take a look at week 1 of English 121, English composition. This is where it all begins, those steps on the path that lead us to a more complete understanding of the writing process itself. 3 activities for the week. You've got a poster introduction forum and a personal ethos and mission statement discussion board, as well as the first writing notebook. A couple of learning outcomes here and a brief introduction that talks to you a little bit about what we're going to be following through as a theme throughout the class. Let's take a look at the poster introduction forum first really quickly here. This is a fairly standard description of how the forum works up at the top. Here's what you're actually going to need to do. And since this is the poster introduction forum, certainly hope you'll take a chance to introduce yourself to your classmates and to your professor, but I want you also to focus on the different types of writing you typically do and explain the types of writing that you enjoy the most or which you enjoy the least. This class will be a process, not just the writing process, but a process of becoming more comfortable with writing in general. And one of the ways we'll do that is to continue to talk about it from week to week, how we're feeling about what we've accomplished, what we still think we would like to learn to work on as the class continues. So this is our baseline. This is where we put it all on the table and let your instructor know and kind of take stock with yourself how you're feeling about the beginnings of this process. There's also this quick building an Eportfolio link in week 1. There's nothing that you really have to do here. Later in class, you will have to upload some of your material to your Eportfolio. So if you've already created that, great. If you haven't yet, here are the steps you need to get into Folio and also start building your Eportfolio. Again, there's no graded component to this. This is simply letting you know that we're going to come back to this a little bit later on in class. Our discussion forum for the week is the personal ethos and mission statement. This is just a little bit of a fancy way of talking about getting to put your story into words. We all have different experiences in life. We've all done different things and we've all felt different ways about the things that we've done. This is our chance to really put that down in writing. You're going to start off by watching this TEDx video. You can link to it right here, and then you'll go into the prompt itself. I'm going to really ask you to think about your past, but also your future. You're in your academic career right now here at UAGC. You're thinking about what you're doing right now in the moment, but you also have your eye on the future and where that's going to be taking you. So you're going to be talking a little bit about that in the discussion board here. Where do you see yourself going? But also describe a little bit more about your chosen path, whether it's academic, personal, or career-based. Identify some of the obstacles that you see and start to analyze the strengths, the different kind of skills that you personally bring to the table. And think more broadly about education. You could think about written communication and the skills in this class, but think generally about education and how that is going to help you to develop your strengths and values. We'll return to this topic throughout the weeks of this class. We'll be really focusing on writing, but we'll be writing about those academic and professional goals. Throughout the class, you have writing notebooks. These are slightly more informal exercises. They're a way for you to become a little bit more familiar with different steps of the writing process. And first up in week 1 is the thesis sentence. The writing notebook will walk you through an explanation of how to construct a thesis and then give you practice in different ways that you might try to work that out for yourself. That's week 1 of English 121. some main activities to focus on, 3 particular tasks you want to check off the list. You want to start to look ahead a little bit and think about that Eportfolio, which is going to come back in the final week of the class. But those are the main activities that you'll want to focus on, the different ways to begin our process here, the writing process. Mastering now those elements a step at a time will put us in a good position to succeed on the activities to come in class. Good luck.